It's Champang football, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Joao Pedro with the hat trick, Malo Gusto with the assist, Cole Palmer with a goal and an assist, Enzo Fernando with an assist. Who else was on the score sheet? Ganacho was with an assist. Liam Rosinio, master class again. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm buzzing. I am buzzing. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's been forever. It's been a century. It's been a decade. Yeah, since we watched Chelsea play and win. Who would have thought? Yeah. But it all happened today. Listen, I am extremely happy. I watched that game in the first half. Within the first 2 minutes, I was about to turn everything off because the way it was going, I didn't want it to go that way. That was not my expectation. I make a prediction of 2-1, right, to Chelsea. But Chelsea was like, hold on, wait a minute. Before we get into all of that, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Now, let's do it. Yeah. We went to Villa Park. We rock up out there. Yeah, this is a message to PSG, by the way. If you don't know, yeah, I'm coming out here. I'm running my mouth again. Yeah, listen. This is a message to PSG. We are coming. The boys are coming. The big boys are coming. The champions are coming. The world champions. We are coming. Yeah, stay ready. Stay ready. We rock up to Villa Park. Yeah, everybody think we're gonna lose again because we did lose to Arsenal. Well, at least 3 times this season. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what's going on? But we rock up out there in the first 2 minutes of the game. They score and everybody. Douglas Luiz, he's back. His first goal since he came back. Well, it's very much Chelsea to be able to do that. Gave him his first goal on his since he returned. Right, it's very much like Chelsea to do that. Everybody's thinking it's over, but they were like, no, hold on, right? We pick it up. Joao Pedro, boom, 1, right? Slow down, right? We almost shoot ourselves in the leg. VR ruled it out with an offside, rightfully so, right? Just an overview of the game. We came back again, right? Boom, another one, yeah? Who was it? Kopama? Yeah, I think Kopama. First half, we called it. No, that wasn't Kopama. Joao Pedro. And then first half, came back. Kopama, boom, another one, yeah? And then we wait a little bit, came back. Joao Pedro, another one, boom, yeah? 3. Joao Pedro of the hat trick, we winning, and we call it a day. Listen, all around today, champagne football. Other than the 2 mistakes that I mentioned earlier, because listen, in my preview, I mentioned, I said 3 different things that usually cost Chelsea the game. Disciplinary problem, which is the red card. We didn't get any today. Now we got a yellow card, couple yellow cards. Joao Pedro got 1, Enzo Fernandez also got 1. Now the Enzo Fernandez one, applauded the referee interpreted that as sarcasm. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak English. As sarcasm, gave him a yellow card for that. Now you can argue that he shouldn't even be doing that to the referee to begin with, but he did, right? And it's over. That we call it a day. Joao Pedro got 1. Enzo Fernandez should have gotten that one again to begin with, but thank God he didn't, because that would have put him on 2, and then we caught, and then there's another problem here, bro. But we didn't get the record, right? And then the next thing I mentioned was also shooting ourselves in the leg. And we did that, right, to begin with in the first 2 minutes of the game with the Douglas Luiz goal 1. And then we also did that again with the Ollie Watkins goal that got rid out by VAR, right? That's another one too. But after that, we basically had ourselves and take control of the game, and we made as minimum mistake as possible, right? So good, because the one I'm talking about with Ollie Watkins, it was a misunderstanding between Cole Palmer and Reece James, two of our best players, right? So we, like I said, we basically be shooting ourselves in the foot. But after that, again, we had control of the game. And then one of the other points that I mentioned in my preview was goals. Lack of goals. We're not taking chances, not taking our opportunity. But guess what? We came out today, like I said, and gave them 4. Joao Pedro has 16 goals in all competition. When was the last time you saw a Chelsea striker or Chelsea frontman score 16 goals in a season? Barely. You can barely remember. Maybe Nicolas Jackson. I'm not sure about that, right? But Nicolas Jackson, the problem we have with him, he missed way too many chances than he did score, right? So with all of that, yeah, we hear what we're supposed to do. Like I said, those 3 things that I mentioned, we take care of them today, and it was business. Liam Rosinio came up with Elano. We saw Reece James for the first time in the midfield. in a while, right? I'm buzzing about that, right? We saw a little bit of a control there. And then what I get to observe from the game is, again, was this. Now, it became natural for Rich Jim as than it was for, what's his name, for other Casado or Santos, which is when we, maybe out of possession, you step into the back line and join the back line, right? Jim could do that. It was easy for him because he played as a fullback, right? So it's easy for him. He's played in that center back position before with Thomas Tuchel and with Enzo Maresca. So it's easier for him. So we get to see a little bit balance in that area, right? And then we saw Garnacho, the integration of Garnacho today was also very crucial because Garnacho, we will come to Garnacho in a bit. What he did in that on that left hand side is possibly one of his best performance on that left hand side as a Chelsea player. He was taking people on, moving the game to them. Whenever he get the ball, he looked to go forward with it. Whenever he get the ball, he's driving at people. He's driving at Cash. He's driving at whoever that is in front of him. He's making sure things happen, right? And kudos to him. Like I said, we will come to him later on. So all round, Liam Rosenau, to understand, got it right. Listen, the substitution, he didn't really rush it. Even though we were winning 4-1 to understand, but he made sure those people that were on the pitch, still on the pitch, made sure the game was done and dusted to understand before he can bring the people he wanted to bring on and give some of them meaning. The Cucurella that is coming back, Santos that is coming back. And then this coming weekend, where we have our game against Wrexham, we're going up to Wrexham, where I think that's in Wales. They're in Wales. Ryan Reynolds, right? If you don't know Ryan Reynolds, you know Wrexham. We're going over there, and then we get to see the people of like Champang and all this lot get to play, right? But all around today, especially in the second half, the football that I watched Chelsea play, Lord have mercy, yeah. In the words of Pastor Mama, yeah, brilliant football. That's what we call champagne football. You take a glass, fill it with champagne, and you just sip and relax. Listen, this is one of the calmest performance I've seen from Chelsea. Yeah, when I say calmest performance, usually when I'm watching Chelsea play, I'm panicking over every single thing they do. I cannot stay calm because we are used to shooting ourselves in the foot. But today, the ball movement, right? You can see, for instance, we will come to him now. He did do some shaky stuff at some point, but all in all, he was on it, right? Like I said, now five things I learned from the game. More like 5 people, right? That stood out to me today, right? Number 1 is the obvious guy, Joao Pedro. He's a man in form. He didn't score the last game, right? I think maybe the game after. I'm not quite sure about that. But then came today, scored 3 goals. 3 goals. And now take the 3 goals. Put them here, right? Forget it. Talk about just his performance only. Top notch. Top notch. Sorry. Top notch. That's what I'm talking about. He's not just scoring goals, but he's also contributing. He's also adding to the game. Now, the commentator says something that Liam Rosenau also spoke about earlier when he first came to Chelsea. He said, I had a conversation with him and I told him he just need to play with a little bit more aggression, with a little bit more physicality. And since he added that to his game, the brother been unstoppable. Let me tell you right now, Ancelotti, if you didn't know who your number 9 is, yeah, for the World Cup, I can tell you who he is. Joao Pedro. Done. If you didn't know who your number 9 is for the World Cup, Joao Pedro. That's who he is, Ancelotti. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The man was class today. I'm happy, right, to see a Chelsea striker scoring that amount of goals, yeah, doing what he's doing. Listen, the relationship between he and Cole Palmer is coming back. PSG is right around the corner, so they know they have to bring it back. Thank you. By the way, and number 2, Garnacho. I told you we will come to Garnacho in a minute. He's been struggling for minute in the Chelsea shirt, right? Everyone knows that. Each and every one of us know that. Garnacho been struggling for minute in the Chelsea kit. It hasn't really been, since he got to the club, it hasn't really been good for him, right? In terms of his performances and everything. The brother be falling off the ball. The man can cross. The man can shoot. The man can pass. The man can do nothing. He can dribble. Nothing. He's been struggling. But today, it's like all of that was behind him, and I was expecting far less of a performance considering the fact that he haven't been playing and he's not in a good relationship with the fans and all of us right now. But he came out today, showed courage, show a great level of performance. Now, I'm not saying this is prime Garnacho, none of that, but comparing this performance today and with what we've been seeing from him in previous games, he was class today. Took the ball to whoever that was in front of him, like I said, be it Cash, whoever it was, he took it to them. Sorry. And not just that, he also, put in crosses, gave an assist. Now there are a couple times his decision making could have been better. We all saw that and we all know that. But all in all, I think Joao Pedro, Garnacho today was top notch, right? Now, Pedro Neto has his hands full because if Esteva comes back and then he also comes back, listen, Pedro Neto, if Garnacho can keep this on, now Gatins is also coming back too, which is another good news. Maybe competition then open on that end. If everybody can find their foot, find their feet, and competition, hopefully, everybody find their foot, and then we can be able to do what we want to do. Number 3, Jorgensen. I call on Jorgensen here because in my preview, I didn't think Jorgensen was going to play. Sanchez in his last 2 games, I said in my preview, right, hasn't really been that good. And the reason why is this, because when we have to depend on Sanchez just to stop shot, he is top class. But when it comes to us depending on Sanchez with his feet, he is a liability, not just to Chelsea, but to the entire human race. He is a liability, right? And at this point, you start thinking, if he is a liability to the entire human race, you want to get rid of him, right? Basically. But Sanchez, like I said, the past 2 games was not that good. And then Jorgensen came on today, haven't really been playing that much, right? I think his last game he played must have been in like a FA Cup or Carabao Cup or somewhere around that line, somewhere there, right? And he came in today against Aston Villa, sitting 3rd or 4th in the Premier League, one of the best teams in the league, right? And be able to show that much composure on the ball. He didn't really have to make any, so much of a save. Now, there was one save that he did make with Ollie Watkins, which was good. But he didn't really have to. But being on the ball, he seemed a lot more composed and a lot more relaxed than Sanchez would be, right? With the Arsenal game, we saw Sanchez make like 5-6 different mistakes within the first 10 minutes of the game. And then in this game, did he make couple mistakes? Yes, he did do it. The one with, what's his name? Tom Abraham, but it did go out. But we also saw him like a little bit more relaxed. It's like he understands a lot more of what Liam is asking for in terms of being on the ball, being almost like a third defender or of outfield player. He understands that. Some passes he made were a little bit risky, but it's like maybe that's what the manager was looking for, and that kind of builds out of setting pressure movement as well, because he plays that ball in one time to Casado play hour, and we in business. You understand what I mean? Jesus Christ, get me my coaching license. But hold on, by the way. Now, number 4. Cole Palmer. Now, I mentioned him today. Now, you can call a couple other people that did have a better performance than him, like maybe possibly the Rich James and as well, right? Even maybe Fernandez, a little bit here and there. Gusto, I have serious problem with Gusto. Gusto could have had 2 different assists or could have a goal and an assist, but he didn't. Gusto, but let's put Gusto aside. Let's talk about Palmer. He had a goal and an assist. He needed it. Did he have an assist? Did Palmer have an assist? I'm not sure. No, Palmer had a goal, not an assist. He did have a goal. Right? A good performance from him. Decent, right? Not much. Decent performance for him. And the reason why I'm saying is he's one of our most important players out there. Now, Joao Pedro is making the case to be one of the most important players at Chelsea right now. We need him to find form. We all do. Regardless of what, even though Joao Pedro is scoring 3 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals, right? We need Cole Palmer to find his form. If Cole Palmer find his form, we know Joao Pedro 3 goals can turn into a 6 goal a game with Cole Palmer playing the way Cole Palmer playing. With we winning 4-0 can turn into us winning 8 goals if Cole Palmer do find his form. So when I mention him, it's not the case that he had an absolutely brilliant game. It's just that I'm happy to see one of my good players, my talisman, right? The one we depend on oftentimes to be able to find himself, right, a goal, especially at not a penalty goal, basically, not a penalty goal. And that was, for me, I'm happy to see that. Enzo Fernandez, another, he did fairly okay today. He did fairly okay. The assist to Joao Pedro, and that was also good as well. Now, last person that I want to mention is Hato. I talked about him in my preview that he was decent on the ball in the Arsenal game, and his tackle was also somewhat decent, right? He's turning into something good, right? We all saw I was one of the advocate that Chelsea should go and get him, right? I know he's aggressive. I know he has the pace. I know he has the strength as well. Now, when he came to Chelsea, obviously he's going to struggle. If you have in front of you, the best left back on the planet, the man that we all have agreed to send to the interplaneta competition to go represent the planet Earth, right, as the left back, that's Marc Cucurella. If you didn't get it, having such a person in front of you, that's difficult, right? You know your competition is not just high, but it's higher than high, right? And coming into a new league, also trying to find your foot. The Premier League is fast, quick, more aggressive, and all of that. Not like I said, you have all of this quality, but the Premier League maybe it's a notch ahead of him. But as of late, what I've been seeing from him, being on the ball, he seemed a lot more composed. He seemed a lot more relaxed, right on the ball. Like I feel in the way he's, they integrating him as compared to the way Maresca was trying to put him in the midfield. It was just pure chaos, right? Now, I'm not saying Maresca was wrong. Maybe Maresca saw something that we didn't see, but at the time it wasn't working. As of now, him playing in that, traditional fullback or left back position is working for him. He's calmer on the ball. He's making his play. He's relaxed. He's making good tackles. There was one tackle he made in the game that was absolutely brilliant, right? So for Hato, I'm happy for him. I'm buzzing, right? This simple as me. We go off above Liverpool, right? I think Man United game is on. I don't know what's the score right now. I absolutely have no idea what's the score at Man United, right? It's still 1-1, but we all know Man United is possibly going to go, I think 1 point above. So they're still going to be, third, Villa fourth, and then we fifth right now, and then Liverpool sixth. So again, we have to go and possibly try and win. We have to go and possibly try and win. I think our next Premier League game might be away to Newcastle or somewhere around there. So hopefully we can be able to win that. But we have them. We have the cup game this weekend, and then we go into Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, we going to Paris, to the Parisian, yeah, where we have to show them how football is played. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're a Chelsea fan, you have to do it. It's a win. It's a win today. If you're not a Chelsea fan, how about you just support a brother? Yeah, thank you, much appreciated. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. Adios, mi amigo.